just gonna take some vitals and then Dr. Homer will come to check.
4-year-old Peach is back at RAPS almost 2 months after being injured by a car. The hope is that time, rest, and pain relief have helped her to heal.
Hi there. I just want to actually see how she's having a little wander around, if that's okay. She's really not able to walk well, unfortunately. The concern that we have with Peach is how well we've done in the meantime. Are we comfortable? Are we eating? Are we drinking? Is there any problems with urination or defecation? And are we returning that normal neurological function? In terms of peeing and pooping, has there been any sort of issues with any incontinence that you're aware of?
There was a bit of urine leaking, but that hasn't happened lately, actually.
Is her tail, do you think it's normal function, or do you think it's...
She's able to lift it up halfway.
About halfway, okay. With that sort of broken pelvis that we had, my concern would be for sort of chronic pain that would be remaining long term. She's really not reacting to anything, even just like light touching, and now I'm touching a bit more. It does feel like maybe the pelvis is ever so slightly tilted. I can feel a bit more of a bone protuberance here than on the left side. So it's only really important if it's causing her problems. Last one is your tail. I mean, like, she looks like she's got really good movement of the tail, as in all the way along, rather than it being sort of a limp tail. I do think it's worthwhile, if that's okay with you today, I want to have a look at taking some x-rays again and just seeing how things have knitted together.
Okay.
So plan today with Peach is we're going to give some sedation firstly. We're going to just check her blood and urine sample just to make sure that's all clear, and then take those x-rays to see what the changes have been in the last few months. And we're going to do an ultrasound. Perfect, I'll talk to you again soon, okay? Thanks.
She has put up such a huge fight. She continues to shock me about how well she's doing.
Sometimes you do need to be optimistic. You know, I've witnessed some miracles happen, and it's always good to have some hope.
You're so cute.
She's so small. X-ray.
All right, let's see how things are looking. Wow, so not a lot of changes from what I can see at the minute.
Are you broken?
So yeah, so still luxation in that area there. I don't think the fractures have healed either, and the tail is still dislocated. So not a lot of changes on the pelvis. Wow, that kidney is huge. Let's see what the report's saying. And they're also mentioning as well about the kidneys too, so this is pretty bad news. The kidney values are all elevated, so this is a big concern given that Peach is otherwise reportedly doing, you know, very well at home. But kidney values that high, to put it into perspective, if that was in the human world, we'd be in sort of stage 4 kidney failure, and you'd probably be on the kidney transplant list.
Wow.
So this is pretty bad news. So I've got some results for you. So these are the x-rays from today. So firstly, if we have a look, you can see there is still this detachment of the tail from the spine in that sort of region. Not really seeing any fusing together of this joint here. So the part of the vertebrae and the pelvis here should be sort of somewhat fusing, would be the hope. And the same on this side. So we're still seeing essentially the same fractures, the same dislocations. The results for Peach are really concerning. Related to the spinal and pelvic issues, there's been no substantial change. I was hoping with the x-rays that we're going to start to see some healing of these fractures. Where there's more concern, though, is in relation to the abdomen. This sort of round structure here is one of the kidneys, and then this is the other kidney in this region as well. So compared to previously, this was the size of the kidney here and here. So we've got a significant enlargement of the kidneys in that period of time. My suspected diagnosis was something called hydronephrosis. So essentially there's an obstruction somewhere between the kidney and the bladder. So there's the ureter, which is the tube that runs between. If we have an obstruction in the ureter, then that can cause a lot of back pressure, and then it goes up to the kidney, and then it can sort of fill with fluid. This is something that has changed the outlook, unfortunately, for Peach. My concern is that right now, this is more of a kidney issue than, I'm sorry, I'll get you a tissue. Her kidney values are through the roof. So she's in essentially kidney failure at this point in time. We potentially could just be talking about days to weeks to maybe months at the most. Unfortunately, we're probably looking at euthanasia in the next few days.
Sit down.
I'll bring a cup of water. It's always hard to tell the owner what we know. We are all here because we care. And when we need to tell an owner that their pet is not going to make it or has a very serious condition, it's very hard to stay professional. On one hand, you want to be there to support them. On the other hand, you want to give them some space and time to grasp the severity of the things.
Peach has really been like her little rock through everything. Like, my family has gone through so many ups and downs, and she's been a huge support. So I'm really grateful for her for being with us through our tough times. Now it's our turn.